I'm a third year PhD student at the MRC Biostatistics Unit. My PhD is an IK studentship, which means that I have a primary supervisor at the BSU, and that's Chris Wallace. And I also have a secondary supervisor in industry, and that's David Willey at GSK. So extremely broadly speaking, my PhD is on developing statistical methods to better understand the genetic basis of human diseases. And my PhD has worked out to be structured into 3 separate projects, one for each year of my PhD. So my first year project was based on fine mapping, which is how we identify mutations in our DNA that are causing diseases. And we identified a statistical discrepancy in the dominant fine mapping method, and we proposed a correction for this discrepancy. We then applied our method to data for type 1 diabetes to narrow down the set of potentially causal genetic variants. In my second year, and the piece of work that I'm just finishing up on, we've proposed a method to leverage other external biological data in the process of discovering genetic variation that's associated with human diseases. And we've applied our method to asthma data to find new genetic associations. And in my final year, I'm hoping to apply the methods that I've developed to a specific disease to hopefully help to prioritize genetic targets that can then be validated in the lab. So I used to absolutely hate public speaking, but public engagements are a really important aspect to a PhD, and it's really important to be able to communicate your work both to lay audiences and also specialist audiences. So I decided to throw myself in the deep end and present my fine mapping work at a conference about 7 months into my PhD. And I was so nervous at the start. My hand was shaking so much that I couldn't actually use the pointer for the screen. But once I got into the flow of things, I actually really quite enjoyed presenting my research. And the cherry on top was winning the prize for Best Student Talk at that conference. And that's definitely been the highlight of my PhD journey so far. So something that I've found particularly challenging in a PhD is that it involves novel research. So you never actually know whether your idea is going to work. And I found this to be really daunting at the start. However, I came to realize that this is actually really quite exciting. And if and when things do start to work, then it's really, really stimulating and motivating. Also, receiving my first paper rejection was difficult, but my supervisor was really great, and we sat down and we went through the reviewers' comments together systematically, and I quickly realized that their comments were really, really useful, and the whole experience was a great learning curve. So I love my life in Cambridge and at the BSU. So Cambridge is a really beautiful city, and the college system provides lots of support. So my college is St. Catherine's College, and I've been social secretary there for the graduate community for 2 years. And this is a really, really great way to meet lots of new people from diverse backgrounds. Life at the BSU is really great and it suits me very well. So the BSU is made up of around 80 people, and it's based on the Addenbrooke site in Cambridge. Everyone in the department is extremely friendly, and there's always an interesting conversation to be had. We also do a fair few social activities, such as pub trips, and these are always very fun. And I'm really excited for these to start back up again post-COVID-19. So when I first finish my PhD, I'd like to take some time out to go traveling, and I've been saving up to go traveling around Southeast Asia and also South America. In terms of a career, as long as I'm researching something that I'm passionate about to a very high quality in a friendly, accepting workplace, then I'll be happy. I'd say just go for it. It's a really, really great opportunity to work with leading researchers in a friendly work environment.